Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We are in episode 6 of How to Become a Coach. And we've been kind of juxtaposing education versus experience and how to gain mentorship and all of those things. But let's assume you've got all that and you're putting your best foot forward as a coach. Now, how do you grow? The last 2 episodes we want to talk about, the final one, next episode, will be business management skills and all the things you need to know as an entrepreneur. This one, we're going to talk about education just a little bit more, continuing education. And there's a reason certifications, state licensures, whether you're in allied health or even a medical physician, has CEU requirements. They want you to stay up on certain practices. They want to know that you're open-minded and continue to learn. But more importantly, that you're just a constant student, making sure you can apply all of the current data, all the current research and practices. So let me start with you, Adam, and just say, how do you view your own continuing education?
Yeah, it's usually a monthly basis for me. So I usually have one thing, one curriculum I want to cover a month. Sometimes it's revisiting things I think I already know. It could just be I want to pull up some more research studies, whether it be, let's say, meal timing. I just saw one last week that was the group that ate more food at night lost more weight, but they summed that up to, well, they slept better because the meal was later. But that's another, trick in the book for people who are having trouble sleeping, saying, let's move that meal at night. That might benefit you more. So just with a couple hours, I have a new trick that I can use to help people. So, continuing doing some own research, I joined Examine. I do a lot of research on vitamins and minerals right now. So those are things I've done. I've also done some classes with other coaches that have really helped me as well. So on a monthly basis, I try to give myself some kind of assignment or curriculum on what's important for me to look at. And a lot of that is where are the trends in my emails with clients and what do I think I need to revisit or what could I do better?
That is some really great wisdom just in terms of being very self-directed. What do I want to learn? What do I want to work on? And it reminds me when I first started in my late 20s, I already had a doctorate in nutrition, owned a gym, working with clients. And I remember just days and days on end where I would pull biochemistry textbooks back off my shelf. And even though I had gone through this stuff in school, now that I was actually working with clients, like you said, there would be questions, there would be contexts that come up. And I'm like, well, I want to learn some more about that. And probably the first book I wrote was simply because my mind was so re-engaged in this information. I'm reading chapter after chapter in these biochem texts. And I wanted to put them in terminology that people could understand. But it was me just going back to text. And there are so many, I would say, introductory works like that on human physiology and nutrition. You can get just a college level nutrition textbook, and it could be an amazing resource. But I would also say, look for conferences, look for places, go to the ISSN annual national conference or the NSCA annual national conference, subscribe to things like MASS. We have the Nutrition Coaching Global Mastermind, which is a monthly webinar with some of the leading minds in the world talking about different topics. Those are the kind of things that I think in an industry where there is not formal CEU requirements, you have to be responsible for that, but there's really an incredible amount of opportunity.
Yeah, I believe Bill Campbell speaks at the ISSA conferences, if I remember right, and he's probably one of our industry leaders in terms of research on just like nutrition timing, like he's on it. So
yeah, he was a former president of the ISSN, and I love Bill. He actually asked me to speak at the ISSN National Conference when he was president in Austin, Texas, which was great. Getting to meet all those guys, and we've been friends ever since. But there's so many people you can learn from, and if you go to these events and you take it upon yourself to schedule some kind of ongoing education, you're not only going to be as competent as you need to be, it's going to be very, very credibility building and very marketable, which is what we're going to talk about next. So stay tuned for the very last episode in the series, and we're going to talk about the entrepreneurial skills you need to develop.